Hi guys. All right, so today I want to talk to you about a trauma response. Okay, um, pertaining to people who behave in a powerless manner um, with their partners. And what I mean by powerless is you have been beaten down so much that you don't know how to defend yourself. You don't realize in your relationship that you have power. So you allow your partner to do whatever they want, break up with you as they see fit, go back with you when they see fit, treat you and talk to you any kind of way because they see fit, and you don't realize that you have power to put a stop to this. That is a possible trauma response from how you grew up as a child. You either had one or both domineering parents, abusive parents, who taught you from a young age, you have no say-so. You are not allowed to speak your opinion. You are not allowed to say how you feel. You have to put up with whatever's dished out to you. You have to put up with it. So you learn from a little person, a little child, you learn that you have no power and that you have to keep your mouth shut to keep the peace. And you learn to be a people pleaser in order to keep the peace. You learn to be codependent. And that word is tossed around a lot, but it's basically addicted to people pleasing. No matter what is going on, I have to tiptoe on eggshells, and I'm doing everything I can to keep the peace going. Problem is that may work as a child, but it doesn't work as an adult, because you kind of stay stuck in that child mentality where you don't realize that you have power. You have control over your own life. You cannot control what other people do, but you can control if you're going to put up with it or not. You have more power than you give yourself credit for. Okay? So you learn from a young age to zip it. So when you become an adult, you do the same thing. And you kind of roll over and play dead. And you don't stick up for yourself. You don't defend yourself. And even though you know logically that you're being treated like garbage, you don't say anything. And you kind of roll over and kind of play dead. And the person breaks up with you, goes back, break up, go back, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. It tells you to shut the F up. You ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. Shut up, you big, fat, ugly loser. And so you just like, okay, would you like some coffee? You are in control of your life. So once you realize that there is a strong possibility that you are still stuck in that childlike trauma response, because you couldn't stick up for yourself as a child. You couldn't say a word. You had to say yes ma'am, no sir, or yes or no, whatever. And you had to do what you were told to do the way you were told to do it. But you are no longer a child. So what you have to do, I can't show you anything right now. What you have to do is break. I want you to go outside and get a twig, and I want you to physically break it. That's going to symbolize breaking that submissive role, breaking out of that childlike response that works as a child that does not work as an adult. You are stuck in a trauma response. I have to shut my mouth. I have to be quiet. I have to let this person be in control of me. No, you do not. No, you do not. Don't let somebody decide to break up with you and go back and break up and go back 50 times, 100 times, 150 times, you put a stop to it. You put your foot down. You're not going to be grounded. Your cell phone's not going to be taken away. Your car keys are not going to be taken from you. You're not going to be grounded. Okay? You're not going to be treated like a child anymore. You are an adult. So you have to, I'm not kidding. I want you to literally go outside or find a stick or something else that's easy to break. And I want you to break it. Physically break it. Because that is symbolizing breaking that trauma bond and that trauma response. You're not a child anymore. So you don't have to stay stuck in that mode of, I have to allow people to treat me like crap. I have no choice. Oh, yes, you most certainly have a lot of choice. You're the boss. You're the CEO. You are the president and the vice president of your life. Man or woman, it makes no difference, because if you're a guy and a woman does this, I don't want you doing trauma bond with her either, or trauma response with her either. If one of your parents was domineering, or both your parents were domineering, this goes for any gender. If they were domineering, you learn from a young age, keep your mouth shut or you're going to get backhanded. You understand that? Now get in there and do what I told you to do, and do it now. You were treated so badly, you learn to keep your mouth closed. You learn to not defend yourself, because defending yourself will get you knocked out or beaten with a belt or beaten with a switch or backhanded. So as an adult, you packed up your little suitcase and you carried that behavior right into your adult life, and that does not serve you at all. So when you do this, you kind of roll over and play dead. The person knows, I could do anything I want to you. I could cheat right in front of your face. And the only thing you're going to do is roll over and play dead and say, well, after you guys finish fooling around, do you want something to eat? Because you're probably going to be hungry. You must be kidding me. You put your foot down. And you do what a boss would do. I don't like the way you're treating me. You're disrespectful as hell, and I'm done with it. I'll cry my eyes out when you're gone. We've been together for 11, 15, 20 years, 25, 30, 40 years. But I can't do this with you anymore. I'm done. You're not going to get the opportunity if you never stood up for yourself before. You can do it any time. It's never too late to put your foot down and say, that's it. I'm up to here. I'm done. That's it. We're separating, we're breaking up, we're divorcing, whatever it is that you need to do. And there will be no repairing it. Because when you calculate all the years in your head that you have allowed this person to treat you the way they do, you wasted a lot of time with a person who can't respect you. So on one hand, it's a waste of time. And on another hand, it's a learning experience, because you've learned, you could have been with somebody who treats you well this whole time. So in that sense, it's a waste of time. But in another sense, you learned what you don't want to put up with ever again. You're done with that. You're done. You've had it. I'm done with this. We're just going around in circles. We're not succeeding. We're not making any progress in the right direction. I wish you well. You're out of here. Okay? If you have to go to a shelter because you're being abused, if you have to relocate and not tell anybody where you're going to be, take your kids with you, whatever the hell you got to do, it's a temporary obstacle in the road, but you got to do what you got to do to get out of this toxic, sick, twisted, demented situation. People will treat you like you allow them to. They're going to do whatever you let them do. And some people are so passive that you could catch them jumping up and down on somebody, and you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. You're apologizing and they're cheating on you. Does that make any sense to you? I bet it doesn't. And then the person will gaslight you. I wasn't having sex with that person. My God, you're paranoid. This is called gaslighting. You're paranoid. She had something in her eye. My God, what is wrong with you? But you didn't have any clothes on. I was in the process of getting dressed for the day, and I had to get on top of her because she had something in her eye. Well, she didn't have any clothes on either. That's your perception. That's not what happened. You see what you want to see. That's called gaslighting. You know what your eyes saw. Your eyes don't lie. But the person's going to gaslight you and tell you that they were both dressed, or that the woman was dressed, or whoever it was that was doing their thing, that the other person was dressed. I just come out to shower and, whatever. They're going to come up with some kind of cockamamie bullshit. Okay? And it gets to a point where it doesn't matter what they say anymore. Their reality can be their reality. You know what the hell you saw. You put your damn foot down and you block them on everything. Do you understand what I am saying to you? You are stuck in a childlike mode. I can't say anything. I'm not allowed to. I can't say anything. Nope. You got permission now. You're an adult. Go outside. Find a twig and break that sumbitch in half. And that is symbolizing, I'm an adult now. I'm going to put my damn foot down. I'm not going to allow my partner to break up with me 5,000 times and come back with me. Break up. We're not. No, we're done. We're done with that. We're done. You put a stop to it. You don't have to wait for them. You are the boss, not them. They're the boss of their life. You're the boss of your life. And when you are sick and tired of it, and I'm sure you've been sick and tired of it a long time ago, you break that trauma response, you break that trauma bond from how you grew up, and you decide, that's it, I'm done. No amount of tears, pleading, begging, crying, falling to the floor. You can be as dramatic as you want, but you need to pack your shit. Or I'll pack my shit. Whatever we got to do, because it's a wrap. So once you cognitively realize that this is a trauma response, I'm stuck in a trauma mode. I'm stuck in a trauma response. It's time for me to put on my big boy panties on, drawers on, or big girl panties on, and I got to do what I got to do. I'm an adult, I'm a grown up, and I'm taking charge. And it don't matter what you say. Your words are bouncing off my ears now because I'm done. There's no amount of explaining, no amount of words that are going to fix the abuse that you have put up with. Okay? There's no explanations. That's it. It's dysfunctional. It's demented. It's twisted. That's it. There's nothing to talk about. We're done. So, again, you take charge. You put a stop to it. Okay? You decide where you're going to live, or they can decide where they're going to live. And it's permanent. And you block them on everything. If you have children, you only discuss the children. And you don't question my kids about who I'm seeing. Is your dad seeing somebody now? Is your mom seeing somebody now? That's not your business no more. You know why? Because y'all not together no more. And that has nothing to do with the children. So that's not even going to be brought up in conversation. Okay? We're not going there. You don't worry about what I'm doing and I worry about what you're doing. We worry about the kids because that's what we have to put up with. Not put up with. Not like that. But that's what we have in common is the children. So that's what we're going to discuss. Relative topics pertaining to the children. Don't worry about nothing else because that's not your concern. You have plenty of time to resolve that, work it out, and everything fell flat. So it's done. It's a wrap. Don't worry about my business. I'm not worried about yours. That's it. It's a wrap. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. So it's like a colossal waste of time. But it's not a waste of time in the sense of you learned, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't. I'm not getting any younger. I have to do what I have to do to keep my brain straight. My body is starting to break down. I'm starting to get high blood pressure, which can lead to a heart attack or stroke. I've got pain in my back. I've got problems with my liver and my kidneys. And this is what you're looking at if you continue in this same downward spiral. Okay? You're stuck in a trauma response. So it's time to be an adult, and it's time to put our foot down. No one's gonna, like I said, no one's gonna ground you, punish you. You can't go out this summer when everybody's out playing, riding their bikes. You go sit in the house. You're an adult. So that's not, that power over you is gone. Break that in half. Be an adult and put a stop to the BS. All right? Much love. Y'all take care. Bye.